Hello everybody, this is the Hearthstone Green Mountain 80. This is made, this is 2025 is when it was purchased and put in. We have a single bend there, if that helps you interpret your draft issues or questions. Otherwise it goes up, it's about a 20-foot chimney. This is the 6-inch pipe model, and it's pretty good. It can heat about 2,500 to 3,000 square feet, and it is hungry. So here's a couple things that I didn't know about it that I kind of wish I knew before I purchased it. But overall, pretty happy. You know, this is a koozie, so you can get kind of the size of this thing for reference. So that's it's a pretty standard mug. It's a pretty good stove. The glass. Here's what I'm finding with this being new. You have to burn it hot. You have to have a full firebox going in order to not have draft issues and to not have a ton of soot build up on the front of the screen and consequently create soot in your chimney. So yeah, you have to have, I'd say, probably 5 or 6 logs minimum burning in there with hot coals in order to have this thing really going appropriately. And it's hot. I mean, we don't have that big of a space here in this immediate area, but I can tell you that it'll heat 3,000 square feet. I definitely can. And so you kind of have a minimum heat you're outputting with this. So a Green Mountain 60, potentially a Green Mountain 40, maybe better if you don't want to totally roast yourself out of your house. But anyway, a couple other things to know. On the side here, the Green Mountain 80 comes with this indicator for temperature for when the catalyst is appropriate to engage. Again, that's just you got a hot or too hot or inactive, so you want to run it when it's in that middle zone. You got the lever here to engage the catalyst. Down here is your damper control, so that closes it, and you'll see it go down pretty quick here. Put in not so much glare. Yeah, so you can see it's kind of going out now. And then just your standard opening. One thing I don't like a whole lot is there is a lot of slop in this handle. I don't know if you guys can see that. That drives me crazy. And I know that there's a key or something under there. Maybe you could tighten that up and it would tighten this handle, but that appears to actually affix it to that post. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There's just a ton of slop in the handle, which I don't really like. But otherwise, yeah, double wall chimney. It's a pretty decent stove. I mean, it's doing exactly what I was wanting. But those are the only things I didn't know. Also got a heat shield on the back. Apparently, you can do a 3.5-inch clearance here. The person that installed it said that is way too short of a clearance. So they wanted to do 7 inches there. They just weren't comfortable with installing the stove that close. So we do 7 inches from the wall to the stove. 3.5 is there. Technically, this is 4, but you can do 3.5 to there. So, I mean, you can really nestle this thing right up to the wall if you want to. But yeah, anyway, highly recommend. Like I said, the only thing is you really got to run it at its full heat. You can't just throw like 2 or 3 logs in there, because what'll happen is the front gets all sooty. But otherwise, it's a pretty good stove.